DC here, and I am the unofficial, undisputed, to date, self-proclaimed pork rind queen. Oh yes, I believe I am. You know how long it takes to make a pork rind crown? Longer than you'd think. It's hard to keep it together, even with glue. Here it is, the moment of truth. We have cooked our turkey at 275 degrees all night long. The one we did on the last video when it didn't turn out, but then we did it real quick. And I have now revealed its juicy goodness. There she blows in all her glory. You see how that's pulled away from the bone? That's how you know it's really done. And I have to tell you, I stuck my finger in the juice. It's heavenly. So I'm going to cut this bird and take a taste, and I'll let you know. I'm going to lean down here. As I hope you can see, I pulled off a leg, the one we had the bacon on, and I pulled off just a breast. Cut it off. Does it not look gorgeous? I like both white and dark meat. I'm not too particular. So we're going to taste a piece of the dark meat first. It seems tender and juicy. Mmm. That is fabulous. And I knew it would be. So here's the meat that usually is too dry and flavorless. Let's see what it tastes like. Mmm. Little dry, always is, to me. But juicier than usual. It's not like sawdust, you know? And I'm going to taste it with a little bit of this pork rind seasoning on it. We get a little piece of pork rind seasoning on there and see what that tastes like. Oh wow. I'm happy with it. Tell you what I would do. I had salted the bird, but I did not salt the pork rind mix. I figured the pork rinds were salty enough. I would add a little more salt to that. Oh yeah, but that can be added now. So I'm happy with this bird, and I'm going to eat it. At least I'm going to eat some of it. And we're going to move on today to make something else maybe. I don't know. Maybe just take a day off and sleep. I have no idea. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the insanity. And let's see what we can come up with next. Hello, Grandma DC here. And tried to get a hold of Mom today, couldn't get a hold of her, so I decided, well, I'm getting cleaned up after the turkey, got a lot of it frozen, got a lot of it eaten, and I'm full of turkey. So I had to take a nap. You know, that tryptophan. I have got a stick of butter here. What am I going to do with it? Well, I'm not going to just eat it. I'm going to throw it in the pan and melt it. Put it in my good non-stick pan here. Turn it up on about medium-high. I'm going to let that melt down, and we're going to make macaroons. I was in the mood for macaroons. The sugar cookies were fabulous. I froze most of them, and we'll just wait. As soon as I start vlogging, we have to act like jerks. Yes, you started that. He was eating, as usual. Okay, now that the excitement's over, I'm getting my butter melted in my pan. As soon as that's melted, we're going to add 3/4 cup of erythritol and a 1/4 cup, a big 1/4 cup, of this monk fruit golden sweetener. Now, it doesn't taste as much like brown sugar as the brown sugar erythritol, but it has a little brown sugar taste to it. I don't think I'm just imagining it. I could be. So as soon as this gets going, when it's there, I'm going to put those two things in, stir them together. As soon as they start boiling, we're going to put in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. and get that boiling together and thickening, and I'll be back. Okay, now our watched pot of butter and sweetener is now boiling. So it's time to add a full cup of heavy whipping cream. Ooh, my goodness. And we will sit here and stir this until it starts to thicken. I am going to add this time a teaspoon of agar powder to it. Okay. I was going to put in some beef gelatin, but I can't find it. Apparently whoever got the coconut flour got the beef gelatin. The ghost will bring it back. I figure a little agar powder will help it to thicken. Good, that's melting in there good. Okay. I turned the burner down. We'll try this again. And I'm just going to sit here and stir until our mixture, and stir and keep it from boiling over until our mixture starts to thicken. This is a process. It's a process to make caramel. But what I'm really trying to make is something that tastes like sweetened condensed milk. That's what we're going for. Alright, now we got that hullabaloo over with. I have been cooking this for about 6 minutes on low, just letting it kind of thicken up. And it's pretty much thickened. You can see it's kind of running off there in little dribbles. So I'm going to put it into this cold bowl. We're going to scrape it all in there. And I'm going to give it a quick beat with my beaters to kind of cool it down. Oh, turn the burner off. And then once it starts cooling down, I'm going to add an egg to it. I couldn't find my good beater, so I had to bring out my grandmother's old Sunbeam. This thing's a glorified stir. That's high. Yeah, I washed my beaters the other day and I put them somewhere, and when I did it I thought to myself, that's not where they go. You should put them back on the machine, and I thought, I'll get them later. I have no idea where they are. I'm going to save out about a half a cup of this for some pecan kernels. That would be good, wouldn't it? Alright, it's starting to cool down now. You can tell because it's getting little crystals around the edge. So I'm going to put 1 egg in. Hopefully without the shell. And I'm going to follow that up quickly with 3/4 of a cup of coconut flour. Alright, I've got the coconut flour beat in. Yeah. I'm going to let it kind of start absorbing, which it is. Now I'm going to add 1.5 cups of coconut unsweetened. I could probably add more, but we'll see how the texture looks when I get this stirred in. Oh, I think this is going to be just right. 1.5 cups is going to work. Oh yeah. Then I'm going to come over here and get my ice cream scoop. I hope you can see this. Can you see that? It's kind of a thick batter because that coconut flour is soaking it up really good. I have parchment paper on here. Of course I'm going to oil it with a spray oil. And then we're going to scoop these on here. I've got the oven at 390. I want this to hot. Good Lord, I can't even talk. I wanted it hot because I wanted to cook the outside real fast. And leave the center kind of like not cooked as much. So it's going to be like kind of gooey in the center and kind of crispy on the outside. I hope. You will notice I did not put anything to make these rise. I didn't want to. I'm just wanting these to be a macaroon, like a coconut macaroon. If they don't stick together really good, just take your hand and kind of form them into a mound. Probably only get about half of one of these. They're going to be so rich. This is like a rich fat bomb right here. A rich fat bomb macaroon. If you are a coconut fan, yay. And if you're not, you probably already quit watching by now. You probably didn't click on it in the first place. I'm going to set that timer for 7 minutes and we're going to check on them. Okay, the 1/4 cup of liquid I removed. I mixed it with some pecans and just made little clumps on this sheet here. And they're cooling. So they're not quite cool yet, so I can't pick them up. We're going to stick them in the fridge, and then they'll cool down and you'll be able to pick them up. Makes like a little pecan turtle. Pretty darn tasty. And we're back. And here are our macaroons. It was about 10 minutes at 390. They look nice and golden on the outside. I'm hoping they're hot right now. Yeah, they're still pretty tender, as you can see. So we're going to let those cool on the parchment. And then we're going to taste one. We're also going to have to wait till these cool and then make the rest of the batch. Okay. So, alright, I got my obligatory cup of coffee, and I've cut one open. You probably want to make them a little bit smaller. And I have to say that by the time I got around to doing the second batch, that coconut flour had really soaked it up and they were a little dry. I had to kind of squeeze them back together. So I'm thinking maybe back off just a hair on the coconut flour. But they're like I wanted. They're crispy on the bottom. Oh, see that? Crispy on the bottom, crispy on the outside. They're soft in the center. Oh my. Coconutty. I think that's about as close as you can come to a real coconut macaroon and still be sugar-free. I did forget one ingredient though, vanilla. So if you're making yours, put some vanilla in it, or cinnamon, or whatever you like in your coconut macaroons, although these are still wonderful. Wow. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So rich. A half of one's about all you can eat. So make them whatever size you want, adjust your cooking time, but I like the soft center in this and the crispy outside. Delish. Okay, well, happy holidays. We'll keep trying to come up with ideas. I know you're disappointed there's no pork rinds in these. I could have put some in. I love you all. Like, share, subscribe to keep up with the insanity. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Yummy, yummy, yummy.